Hey everybody, all right, here we are. We're still in Cebu. We're kind of on this history, Catholicism kick here. So what I'm coming up to is Magellan's Cross. What this is when Magellan lands here 1521, he plants the cross in the name of Christianity. He claims the Philippines. And contrary to popular belief, Magellan didn't name the Philippines. He named it nothing. Again, he gets killed. He gets killed about a week after he lands here over by the airport. His ships leave, the first people ever circumnavigate the world. It wasn't until 1543 another conquistador come, and he lands here. You know, he knew about the place because of Magellan's store, and he names it in honor of King Philip of Spain. That's how the Philippines got its name, the Philippines. So what I'm going to show you is Magellan's Cross. They say the original cross is encased inside another wooden case. And I'm going to show you that. Okay, we are right next to Cebu City Hall. And in here, can you go inside? All right, so this is what they built to put the cross in. And you can see from the dioramic picture above what took place here. So this cross of Tindala wood encased the original cross planted by Ferdinand Magellan on this very site, April 12th, 1521. Let me tell you, man, that's a wow factor, wow. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this. Like I said, man, I like history. I think it's pretty damn cool. To sit there and know that, man, in 1521, Christ, 500 years ago, Ferdinand Magellan lands here, and this is his cross inside of there. It's a wow factor, man. Okay, we're right next to Santo Niño, the church. I'm gonna have to come back. I have shorts on, they won't let me in. So this lady here has candles, she does prayers and does a dance, and she, we tell her the family name. I don't know. We had to give her $2. I mean, these prayer candle people are all, it's pretty popular here. They're all over. I mean, walking here, we must pass probably 30 of them. And Ellen selected this one. They say a prayer to Santo Niño on behalf of us.
Family and Saab family. Kinasingkasing nagpasalamat sa mga grasya kayo na nadawan. Viva Senyor! Amen.
Look, I'm a big history guy, and Magellan and how the Philippines became a Catholic country. Now, in all of Asia, Philippines is the only Catholic country in all of Asia, Southeast Asia. 80% of the population here are Catholics. Over 90% are Christians. So the history of it and how it came about is something neat. So I'm here at San Nicolas Church. This church here is the first, when Magellan landed, he baptized, I guess you call it the king and queen of the tribe. He plants the cross in the name of Christianity. When he comes ashore, Magellan in 1521 came ashore in the Philippines. He comes here, he meets the king and queen of Cebu, if you will. He gets them baptized, and they start changing the tribe over to Catholics. Now, what's interesting is Santo Niño was the patron saint of Cebu. Santo Niño is baby Jesus. I'll show you pictures of it later. They have a church here. He gives the what's Rajah? What's the name of the king? Was Rajah
Humabon.
Rajah Humabon is the kind of the head of the tribe. After he baptizes him and his wife and starts baptizing the tribe into be Catholics, he gives them this Santo Niño, the baby. It's a sculpture of a baby Jesus. It's you'll see it's in a baby Jesus and dressed in Spanish royalty. Pretty cool church. It's been around since 1585. Now the outside has been redone. We'll go inside and show pictures. The picture. Okay, we are inside the church. There's actually people in here praying. I don't know if this is the original. I mean, it looks too. I've been in old churches in the Philippines, and they look like they're from the 1500s. It's a beautiful church here. And if I can walk forward, if you look up, Saint Niño is on the ceiling. Again, he's the patron saint of Cebu. If you can see it up there, let me try to. This is in the Pasil section of Cebu City. Even Ellen said she's never really been down this way, other than being on the road. Wow, what a beautiful church. That is a picture of the altar. Like I said, this is probably one of the nicest churches that I've been in. I mean, I've been in a lot of Catholic churches around the world. Wow. And if you would see the area outside of here, you would never think this is the inside of the church. All right, there's the patron saint, Santo Niño. Now, the original Santo Niño, when I explained earlier how the Spaniard gave it to the queen here in Cebu, is actually at Santo Niño Church, probably about a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile from here. I'm hoping to go there. We're going to be able to see it. We talked about that Sanulu. They bring that out and parade that around. I mean, even before that, before the city, it's a real big thing. They bring out the original Santo Niño, who's that image of, I don't know what you call it. It's that saint. It's kind of like that. It's 400 years old. Up on the ceiling, they have this mural. It's kind of, and what that is, they're featuring the Sanulu. The Sanulu honors Santo Niño as the patron saint, and this is kind of, you see the dance there, and they hold this saint. It's a pretty neat thing. I'm looking forward to get some footage of it if you've never seen it. All right, so another interesting fact on this. So Magellan comes here, right? We went over that story. He goes over to where the airport is. That's Mactan. That's where he gets killed. He goes on behalf of this tribal chief to go fight the other tribal chief. Magellan gets killed. The Spanish leave. In reading here, this king and queen go back to being Hindus. The Spanish left, I guess, hell with it. Legazpi comes back in 1565 to Conquistador. 45 years later. He lands here, right behind me. If you can see it, there's water here. This is where they believe he landed. Gets in a fight with the locals. This place gets burned to the ground. There's only about, don't get me wrong, there's about 1,500 people live here. They burn the village to the ground, get in a fight. They find, through the ashes on this location, the Santo Niño in a wooden box. They think it's a miracle, and I guess it is. I mean, it's the only thing that survived. And then it moves on to its present place, which is about a mile from here. And we'll go into that too. Like I said, what a hell of a story. It's an interesting piece of history. All right, this is like the backside angle. Again, me focus in. I mean, that is literally Santo Niño. That's what it looks like, except it don't have its crown on. It represents baby Jesus. When we talk about the Catholicism in the Philippines, I mean, this says it right here. The Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Cebu, Archdiocese Shrine of St. Nicholas di Tolentino, celebrates the 440th annual festival. 440 years. I mean, it's incredible. I assume that fiesta is coming up. And it goes by parish. Now, in Cebu, the patron saint is Santo Niño. And they have a huge thing coming up in January. They call it Salulu, where they honor him. I mean, if you're from the Philly area, it's kind of like the Mummers. If you're from New York, it's kind of like the Macy's Parade. It's just all wrapped into one. It's a pretty, if you've never seen it, I hope I'm able to get some footage of that. All right, I'll get back to you. Hey, yo. All right, we're completing this history, Catholicism, whatever you want to call it here. We're in the oldest church in the Philippines. This is it. This is Santo Niño. Remember I was telling you the story about the baby infant Jesus that was given to the local Cebuanos when Magellan came and it got refound in 1765. Well, this is where they moved it. When they found it in, 1565. The story I was telling you when we were over the other church. They moved the Santo Niño, baby Jesus, to here and they built this church. This church was completed, and I think if I read this sign right, 1740, maybe? Now, obviously, it went through some reconstruction period. We're going to go behind now. The original Santo Niño is in the church. I just went and saw it. They don't let you get close enough. There's no pictures taken of it. It's almost like if you were to Smithsonian, like in the U.S., and the documents are behind the glass. This thing is behind glass. I took a picture. It's a little far away, as close as I could get. The church is, again, unbelievable inside. We are outside. If you notice, everybody here got pants on. I was here the other day, and if you wear shorts, they don't even let you inside the grounds where I'm standing. So here, this is the oldest church in the Philippines. Again, this goes back to the beginning, man, to the beginning when Spaniards come here. And again, I can't, people are actively in there praying, so I can't talk too much when I'm inside. But the Santo Niño, and I'll try to put that picture up, it's about a 1-foot statue. Again, it's enclosed in glass. You go up, there's a long line, you go up, there's holy water, go up and pray to. Again, it represents the baby infant Jesus. But, it is pretty, like I said, I'm not, am I Catholic? Yes. Am I the biggest Catholic in the planet? You know me, I'm not. But it's pretty wild, man. Figured how old this church is, how old it goes back, the stories behind it, Magellan's Cross, St. Nicholas. Now we're here at Santo Niño, the Niño Church. Again, let's take a look inside again. Again, I know it's hard to see on the ceilings. It tells the story of Catholicism here. I mean, I can see it from here. The conquistadors, the presentation of Santo Niño to the locals. Again, this is an active church. They have daily mass, and obviously on Sundays I showed you there's not enough room in this church. That they had to do it behind. That's about as far as I can zoom. If you can see, you can kind of see it there. You see the people that walk up, that touch the glass. Again, there's holy water right in front of it. Let's say that that's it. Now they take him out. I gotta understand, some of the Cebu, they celebrate this next month. I mean, like I was telling you, it's a huge celebration. This is just more wings of the church. Obviously, it's Christmas season here, showing the birth of Jesus. Where I stopped the last video, that was the closest I could get to the front of the altar with a camera. Okay, this is pretty cool. Remember we were telling the story of Santo Niño, who it was presented to when they found it, how it ended up here. Let's start here, right? I was leaving the church and I seen these pictures. This is in the church, kind of in the back, right? The story of Magellan. We showed his cross. He comes ashore. They plant the cross. Remember we were over St. Nicholas and they said they found the Santo Niño after the fire burned down. The fire burned down the area, even though in this picture the church is still standing. That depicts that. And I don't have my glasses on to read this. After the discovery of the image of Santo Niño. All right, so after they find the Santo Niño, they bring it here to this location. This is where they build the first church. So now the pictures make sense. I hope this kind of puts a picture to the story from when we were over at St. Nicholas. Hey, yo, all right. We're getting ready to leave, and I think it's pretty cool. So we're getting ready to walk out, and towards the exit, I'm looking at this bell. Now, there's no story to it. They don't have a sign saying what it is. But I want to turn the camera out. If you look at the date, now this church was established 1740. The bell tower, you can see the bell tower up there. I'm going to show you something on the bell. So if you look, I'm looking at it, I'm like, now I don't read Spanish, but I know Año de 1750, what is year of 1750, when they cast this bell. So if this wasn't the original bell, it's damn near close to it. Santo Niño del Cebu. Let me focus in. That's what's on the bell. Santo Niño of Cebu, the church. Wow. This is the original church bell. Obviously, you can't get too close. They do rope it off. So nobody can, I guess, touch it. I hope everybody enjoyed kind of finishing up this trip to Santo Niño. Again, this isn't my first time here. I was here years ago to this church. I mean, it's obviously a tourist spot without a doubt. Being the oldest church in the Philippines. Think about that. The oldest, it's a Catholic church. I mean, of the thousands of Catholic churches here, we're sitting at the oldest one. And 1740 is when it was built. And I think it went through some redesign. I think there was pieces on it been added on. I kind of read the story inside the church. But what you see on the outside, what I showed in the beginning, the outside, that's the original, man. But hey, till next time. Pit Senor, Viva Santo Niño. Hey, yo. All right. So we're finishing up and putting all the pieces together of, we've been to St. Nicholas, we've been to Santo Niño. We kind of explained the whole story of Santo Niño, how that came about, how the Philippines became Catholics. We are here on, what do you call this, Lapu-Lapu Shrine. This is over in Mactan, just right over the bridge from Cebu City. It's where the international airport is. So King Lapu-Lapu, he's the one that kills Magellan, right? Magellan goes over to St. Nicholas, right, gives it. He baptizes the king and queen over in Cebu. Comes then the king, that king over there, or whatever he is, the leader of the tribe, goes, look, this guy over here, this Lapu-Lapu guy, you got to come get him. You got to get him. I guess they were enemies. Magellan takes his crew over here. He gets killed right here. Magellan's the first person to circumnavigate the world. He didn't. His ships did. He got 3 quarters around, got here to the Philippines, and right behind me is King Lapu-Lapu. So this memorial here stands right behind the Lapu-Lapu Memorial. This was erected, I can only go by what it says on the side, 1866. Now in 1866, the Philippines is still under colonial rule of the Spaniards. There it is, 1866, Fernando Isabel II. I don't know who that is, or But they erect this, I guess, showing that, you know, this is where Magellan came, and this is where the Philippines became a colony of Spain. And again, in 1866, it still was. And Gloria Españolas. What's that mean? Gloria to Spain? Alan, you know?
Spain,
I don't know. I don't speak Spanish. I don't know. If any Spanish speakers out there, let me know what that means. Gloria Españolas. I would think Gloria to Spain. And there they put Magellan's name on this side. A. Hernando of Magellan. I assume that's the name. Like I said, any Spanish speakers out there want to interpret this, feel free to leave a comment. What's kind of ironic is this thing is in total disrepair. I guess the Filipinos said to hell with it. You know what? If Spain put it here, it's their monument. We didn't want it here. We ain't a colony of them no more. So yes, I guess they maintain the bushes. Other than that, I guess sooner or later this thing will fall down or whatever. But, all right, here's the sign. Here's the sign that tells you on this spot. And they have a painting depicting what happened. The backside of that monument, it shows you on the other side on this spot. This must be the spot. Well, hey, I hope you enjoyed how we wrapped in with the St. Nicholas Church, the Santo Niño Church, the Magellan, the Gatsby, how the Philippines came to be, man, how the Philippines got named, how they're Catholics and devout Catholics at that. And I hope you enjoyed. Hey, subscribe, hit like, make a comment.
Share.
And share.